What have the last 2.5 years been like for you?
Darkest place I've ever been in. I mean, at one point in time, I thought about committing suicide. I mean, because tearing my Achilles, my mom being sick, my mom passing, my grandma passed a year later. All this in the midst of COVID at the same time. Me going to the chemotherapy and sitting in there, me seeing my mom take her last breath, wearing the same clothes for 3 days straight, laying on the couch beside her. You know what I mean? Like, all those sacrifices, not having a great support family behind me, my team, the mother of my kids has been great, my 2 boys.
Los Angeles Clippers guard John Wall recently opened up about his struggles off the court.
Looking at all that, and I'm like, if I can get through this, I can get through anything in life. And I don't like to brag about it, because like everybody goes through something. You know, we all went through tough times. Nobody got it easy. But I don't think a lot of people could get through what I went through. And to me to be back on top where I want to be and see the fans still want me to play, having support from my hometown, just support period means a lot. And there's a time where I had to go find a therapist. You know, a lot of people think I don't need help. I can get through it at any time, but you got to be true to yourself and find out what's best for you, and I did that.
And let me tell you, this is what a strong person looks like. So look, we got to keep it real. Fans in sports expect their athletes and those on their team to be gladiators and mute the outside noise. And on top of this, perform even when those athletes feel like they cannot, whether it is a physical ailment or it is the mental toll of something that has happened in their lives. A lot of fans simply don't want to hear it. They want their team and their players to perform by any means necessary, even if it is under the harshest conditions, and no matter what conditions those may be. And that's sad. However, I do feel like in recent years, that notion has really pulled a 180, at least for a lot of fans. And we have seen it through other athletes that have spoken out. But John Wall at this charity event let us know exactly what he's been going through the last few years. 5-time NBA All-Star Wall played in just 113 games in the past 5 seasons, missing the entire 2019-20 and 21-22 seasons. His mom died of breast cancer in late 2019, and his grandmother died during the pandemic. Darkest place I've ever been in, the Clippers guard said at a charity event. At one point in time, I thought about unaliving myself. Wall received help from family and friends and sought the help of a therapist. In January 2020, he wrote this on Instagram of his mother: "1 month since you left me, my best friend / mom. This feels like the longest dream I ever had, and I will wake up one day and see you right back here like you never left, Boyley. Love and miss you so much. Keep watching over us." NBC Sports wrote Frances Pulley was more than a mother to Wizards star Wall. She raised him for much of his life as a single mother, and through the winding road of his upbringing became his closest confidant, his best friend, and the most important influence in his life. His Achilles injury, per Bleacher Report, occurred in 2019 when he slipped and fell in his home. He already had season-ending surgery on his left heel to repair a nagging Achilles injury, but the fall led to the rupture. The team also said Wall had developed an infection on his heel, where the doctors performed the initial surgery. Wall is just the latest NBA player to be honest and step forward, following the lead of DeMar DeRozan and Kevin Love in looking to take the stigma off of seeking help and seeing a therapist. The King, LeBron James, after seeing this interview, expressed his support for Wall on Twitter. During the 2021 season, Wall averaged nearly 21 points per game, 7 assists per game, and over 3 boards per game. However, he sat out the 21-22 season so the Rockets could give ample minutes to their young backcourt of Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green. Scott Pulasic wrote, "While it is not realistic to expect the 31-year-old to play at the level he did in his prime for the Wizards, he is someone who can take advantage of the spacing created by the attention Kawhi Leonard and Paul George will draw on a nightly basis. If you or someone you know is considering unaliving yourself, please contact the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline by dialing 988. Text STRENGTH to the crisis text line and 741-741, or go to 988lifeline.org.